But some of you will get caught up in this trap of constantly learning because you're afraid to sit down with one model, follow the rules, stick to that process, and let it yield whatever experience is intended for you. And then you have a baseline. That's why I could literally give out a model every single day. And some of you want me to do that. But the only thing it's going to do is it's like a dog in a meat market. You ain't going to know what to do. You're going to run around and you just chase everything. Instead of sitting down and say, you know what? I'll just have a filet. Thank you. And I've done that with the 2022 model. I've done that just recently with the silver bullet model. I have lots more coming, but you don't have to have anything else. The optimal trade entry was enough. OTE pattern, the flagship that was on my YouTube channel. That's enough. The 2022 model, that's enough. You can use it in every session. London, New York, PM session. You can use it in London close. You can trade it in Forex. You can trade it in futures. You can trade it in crypto. You can trade it in whatever the heck you want to trade it in. It works. There's no excuse. You have zero excuse not to have some baseline by now. You should have some kind of experience to be able to say, you know what? This works. And I have to work on refining it, but I know it works because I've seen it in back testing, looking at where it has done this in the past. I tell you what time to look for these things to form. That way you're not just going around and looking at charts blindly. Go right to these specific times of the day. That's where it's going to form. For those people that go back in their old data and their old charts and they study that, they see it, they don't need me to do 50 examples of that. They don't need to see me do it live 50 times a week. They're sold on the idea. Okay, there's something here. It merits more investigation because I see the evidence of this thing occurring. It's not contrived. It's not conjectured. It's not made up. It's not fabricated. It's really happening every day. And once you see that, you don't need to have anybody else to cheerlead for you. You know, okay, there's something here. I'm going to mine that. So I give you just a few models so that way you go in and you now start working on the skill sets that are required. Not veering off course, hopping from one PD array, one approach, fair value gap, inversion, fair value gap, breakers, market maker models, buy, sell. There's 1,000 things out there that I teach. Every individual one of them is a model. Every single one of them is an individual model. But I give you, this is the best way to learn. I'm allowing you to pick your weapon. I've opened my arsenal doors. So here it is. Look what I have here. Pick your weapon. But nothing changes when it comes to time. Time of day, these things occur at specific times, certain days of the week, certain weeks of the month, certain month of the year. I'm allowing you to bring your personality, your personal influence, because you're the problem and you're the last puzzle piece. See, some of you are sitting around here, you're writing diligent notes, you're doing this, you're doing that, and that's wonderful. But you're all waiting for that last penny to drop. The last ICT puzzle piece. And then it's all going to come together. It's all going to be crystal clear. Once he tells me this one PD, the 81 PD arrays, final last one. That's it. That's it. That's the Holy Grail. No, it's not. If you walked over to your mirror right now, look at yourself real quick. That's the final puzzle piece. And it's always been you. You're the reason why you succeed, and you're the reason why you haven't succeeded yet. And ultimately, you and you alone are the only reason why you're going to fail. That's not me talking down to you. That's me telling you the way it is. That's just the way it is. Are you coming to me for a constant dose of something new, but have done nothing with what I've already given you?
Yo, yo, yo. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday, right? Yep. Good morning, guys. Say what's up in the chat. Like the stream on your way in. Let me see who we all got in here. Good morning, Nika, Zachariah, MJ, Trader J Mark, Boombleclat, Ivan. Good morning. Nazar, Juan, Juice. Good morning. Drop Shop. Good morning. Milton, Lulu, Jacob, Sidhu, Abel, EH Alley, Francesco, Laco. Good morning, guys. What's up, Ella, Luke, Wazook, Aaron, Kelsick. Good morning, guys. What's up, Jordan? Good to see you. Soné, good morning. Alrighty, we got market open here in like 30 seconds. So let's go ahead and dive into the charts. So let me just go ahead and hide some of this stuff quick. We have price kind of selling off here. And the question is, and you guys can let me know your guys' opinion on this. We have gotten to OTE of this range. So we've rebalanced this current dealing range that we're in, right? So traded down, took out this low inside of a fair value gap. We traded up, put in a new high. Previous weekly high was taken out, and now we're back to OTE of this range. So really, I think the $1 million question here in terms of forming a bias one way or the other is going to be, does this be the area where we find support to continue moving higher? Or if you jump out here to like a daily, is there more room for price to rebalance, right? Like if you were to rebalance from this swing low to the current high, then obviously we're in a deep premium on the daily. We're in a deep premium on the daily. We're in a discount on the current 4-hour dealing range. So that is the question in terms of your overall bias. I think for now, I'm kind of just going to hold a looser neutral bias a little bit going into today, and market just opened up here. So we'll see how order flow kind of starts showing where price wants to displace towards. We are below the new week opening gap. We did inverse technically this 4-hour as well with the previous 4-hour candle closure. Got the closure below new week opening gap. This current 4-hour candle, we have 28 minutes left on it. We're trading back into that inversion and a new week opening gap low. So we'll see if it finds resistance in here and wants to continue the move to the downside. Otherwise, I definitely, oh wow, we're shooting up here. I definitely don't mind the idea of finding support in this OTE area. You guys can see that we are almost 2 standard deviations traded down now of the Asia range. We did form this nice BPR here on the 15-minute that ultimately now it looks like price is looking to maybe find support off of. We have open Asia highs. We have low resistance liquidity up here that was left from yesterday. You guys know that I was hopeful to kind of see these highs get ran out, but we left them. We rebalanced to 50%. Now a deeper drive to OTE of the range. Look at this move right at the open. So I say all that to basically say, long story short, I'm a little bit more neutral today. As I've kind of been, it's kind of just been a neutral bias all week, really. You know, no news again today. First red folder news is tomorrow, and then we don't even have any red folder news on Friday. So, yeah, just kind of a lackluster week. It's got me thinking that maybe this weekly candle... will end up being a little bit kind of a tighter consolidated range, right? We might close as kind of similar to this, all right? We might close as like a doji on the weekly and then leave a weekly fair value gap. And then you guys could see how maybe next week price comes down, trades into that weekly fair value gap. It'll actually be a weekly BPR as well, right? And then find support to go higher. So that's kind of where my head is at right now with how this weekly candle is starting to form. It's already Wednesday, so... if we do end up having just a doji weekly candle, then, you know, you'll look back at the end of the week and kind of look at price and say, you know, hopefully you didn't overtrade, hopefully you didn't revenge trade, or, you know, expect a move that didn't happen. So we'll see how it plays out, but that's just kind of how things are looking. 1 hour SMT at London High. I don't even know if I need to go up to the 1 hour. Yeah, we do have SMT there with ES. See if it holds though. I just love the fact that this overall dealing range traded down to OT, and then we got this BPR here. Seeing it hold right now. So we're running right back into the new week opening gap, and you wonder if it's going to find resistance here, kind of flipping that new week opening gap and getting below it. So let's see here. Let's see how price forms. First presentation for a value gap is right here, getting tested at the moment. Oops. But let me check the poll. Let's see. Bullish. 57% bullish today. I don't know what it is about the chat. Everybody's been like, we've been mostly bullish every day, I think. Almost 200 votes, 57% bullish. We're going to have to close it off there, I think, boys and girls, before we move too much. So first presented for value gap here. After rating this internal high, see if we can find any continuation off the first presented fair value gap. Looking at stat maps here. Oops. Let's jump back out to the 15. We did hit our daily manipulation level on the daily. As well as on the session stat map here. Bullish breaker here on the 5. We're only 6 minutes into the open here, so just kind of tape reading how price is forming at the moment. Let's see how it goes, boys and girls. Looks like another terrible day. Oh, don't say that, Jacob. No. Not yet. We can't say it yet. Not until it is. Changing your bias to bearish. No, I could totally understand being maybe bullish until this range gives out as well. Right? Kind of treating your bias more of like a if this then that, right? Because the reality is, if this dealing range is going to hold, like, we should see support in this area, and price should start respecting bullish PD arrays. If bullish PD arrays fail, then you might want to start considering that that flipping of a bias for lower. But until then, I'd say just stick with what order flow is showing. But yeah, no news today. No news. No earnings reports either. We might get a Trump tweet at any moment, though, so that's the only thing. Yes. I mean, just look at this. Thing of beauty. Finding support off first presented fair value gap at the moment. Wouldn't mind seeing this 5-minute close. We leave this 5-minute fair value gap behind. Oh, shoot. Oh, all this analysis. Just have to switch it up here. I'm going to go ahead and set up buy limit inside this 5-minute bearish fair value gap, or bullish fair value gap, sorry. Man, I wish they had a way to copy your drawings from the E-mini chart over to the micro chart. Using the 5-minute range here, so using this gap, putting my stop at this low, it is a little bit steeper of a stop loss. So I kind of had to use micros here. But buy limit is set. I'm going to give this a try, see if we can find continued support off this area. If it wants to pick me up, that is. Go for Asia highs here. And then maybe even leave a runner. We might not get this. Let's see. It's early. I'm just gonna let it sit. You can see here too, looking at like the power of 3. I got the power of 3 kind of in this other pane over here. So previous daily low swept, that daily manipulation level taken. For now, kind of wicking that new week opening gap low. Yeah, shoot. Don't want to chase this at all. See if we can get a we'll see if we can get a retracement down in to pick us up. Yes, we are a new week opening gap, yep. I'm well aware of drop shop. I'm well aware. I got the new week opening gap as well marked right here. Like to see a returner in the macro? Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm just choosing to wait here. It's only not even 15 minutes into the open, so new 15-minute candle here in like a minute and a half. Here's your 15-minute stick at the moment, right? So, you know, we'll get a pretty strong close on this candle. Yes, we're taking out these internal highs here. There's just a lot of low resistance liquidity, in my opinion. A lot a very smooth edge, if you will, all the way through this. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, when I before starting the stream, I'm looking at price like before they open, and I'm seeing this 15-minute BPR. I'm like, I wonder if I should just slap a long on with my stop at the low and just like and hold it into the open and just see what happens. I thought about it, but I didn't do it. Classic. Let me know if anybody did though. I'm sure there's one. Mega Musketeer did. Drop Shop did. Oh boy. Where's the signal? Fake friends. Fake friends. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't have taken the signal anyway, but you guys know what I mean. But you have FOMO? Why do you have FOMO if you what do you mean you have FOMO? You're in the trade, it sounds like. Am I missing something? What's up, Nika Broccoli? $272. Sheesh. Yeah, I mean that's fire all the way down to this 5-minute. This 5-minute OB is pretty good. Pretty good. Also, the opportunity to enter off first presented fair value gap, which was right here. But yeah, the reason I said this might not come back, I mean, I'm hoping it kind of still does, but like whenever you see this like immediate rebalance and then we wick back up, and I mean, usually price seems like it's generally in a hurry when you start seeing signatures like this, I feel like. So we got an implied fair value gap here at this point. That's what the overlapping wicks represent. It is making me question a little bit if we see this delivery back down into here. We do have macro in like 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. I used to trade gold in the 4x, my 4x past life. But no, I don't trade it at the moment. Look at JT. Oh, the Streamlabs bot blocked his message because they recognized what he sent as a link. He goes, bad PA, first fair value gap, and go long. Didn't you guys know it was that simple? Didn't you guys know it was that simple? Just do that every time. There you go. JT's got it figured out. Tyler, now that you moved to Ninja Trader, when will we see you live in Ninja Trader YouTube? Ah, that's a great question. I don't know. If they ask, maybe I'll do it. If they don't ask, then I'll be here. That's it. I think maybe I'll be on Tradeify TV next week, though. Mr. Shop keeps asking, what's his entry? Mr. Shop, I want you to use what God gave you, which is called your 2 eyeballs. And I want you to just look at my screen and you tell me what my entry point is. Can you do that? Or unless you were talking, hang on, let me check the timeline here. Unless you're talking about JT, then I take it back. See, that's a problem. I don't know if you guys, I never know if you guys are talking shit to me or talking shit to other people in the chat. Or just asking me questions or responding to someone else. Don't hurt me. Using your phone, which makes pixels harder to see. Oh, really? Yeah. So what you're saying is you're never mind. I was going to say, so you're Asian and you're squinting at your phone screen right now trying to see it, but I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. But that's what I was going to say. That's so racist. Oh well. Oh well. You're Polish and Russian? Nice. Thanks for clarifying. It was just a joke, Mr. Shop Enterprise. I'm also a little Polish, I think. A little bit of a Polak myself. Not Russian, though. I do got a nice little Russian accent. It kind of just comes naturally. Oh, I don't know anything in Polish. Nope. I try doing the Indian accent. The Russian accent just kind of happens by accident. So I don't know how that works, but... Natasha and Tatiana. They sound like good people. Yeah, probably not Iceman. Hi, buddy. I took entry on Forex Euro USD short at London session at this price, 1.13331. We'll reanalyze. What was the mistake? And for ES is not good to trade pre-market. All right, moving on. I thought you were one of them Slavic traders. Yeah, I'm still working on perfecting it, Goslin, a little bit. We're getting there. Dude, this shit is just running. We're not gonna get picked up, I don't think. What's going on? Yeah, first presented for value gap. There's your move long. Shit. Shite. Now what the fuck am I gonna do? Macro has started as well. Yeah, the macro begins and we just keep moving. Oh, what to do? I don't even think, I mean, realistically, I wouldn't even want to see my entry at this point. If we want to see this, I don't even think you want to see this entry, to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and delete this for now. Shoot. You know, we got this fair value gap here that was created taking out this new high. So, yeah, in my opinion, there would be no reason. I mean, you know, at least in an ideal world, in a perfect world, I think now you want to see this become a breakaway gap, and then look for something like this. Would be my assumption. Let's see here, 7. Let's do this. Yeah. We'll keep the risk a little bit lower because we're entering a little bit more so in a premium of this range, closer to at least. Yeah, from Asia high to this low, like this entry would be kind of right at about equilibrium of the range, maybe even slightly above with this entry here. But like I said, I wouldn't necessarily want to see price dig back down into here, I don't think, because there'd be a lot of PD arrays failing. Like, we'd have to fail this fair value gap. We'd now have to fail this breaker, which I would include this low to this high as the beginning of this breaker here on the 5-minute. This would be an implied fair value gap here. So to me, this, and this, these are our 3 PD arrays that I would want to see respect, and then leave this as a breakaway essentially. So stop loss. Oh, wow. That's cool. So stop loss essentially being the gap that I want to see left open. Hopefully that makes sense, but that's kind of where my thought process is right now, just watching this price form here on the 5-minute. We'll see how it plays out. I still assume chop PTSD. Oh, I know the feeling. The market's got to earn your trust back is what you're saying. How would the entry have been for a 2-to-1 targeting Asia high if you changed to 5-minute time frame and entered as soon as the 5-minute closed? It closed above the IFEG. I'm on the 5-minute. Oh, are you saying when you say close above? Are you saying right here? I guess I'm confused. Which candle closure did you say? Ain't it kind of the beautiful thing though? It's like, if you have the direction correct, if you have the correct draw and the bias right, ain't it funny how like your entry really doesn't matter, right? Like you kind of could have, yeah, you could have just entered off 5-minute candle closures here or here. You know, I don't know if you're talking about this gap here being inverted or this one here, I guess. I mean, that's what really matters. Obviously, best possible entry would have been down in here in this 15-minute BPR and then also in this 1-minute OB, you know, so that's why I don't really focus as much on the entry. Obviously, it's nice to get a good entry in something that really is obvious. But draw and bias definitely more important because, you know, well, I guess as long as price doesn't run away without you, usually you can find an entry somewhere. If you're, you know, willing to pull the trigger, I suppose. And yeah, this is looking like it's headed straight for that Asia high. So hopefully I can get a pullback to here. Didn't want to chase it really too much. See if it'll give us something. I mean, yeah, technically, yeah, just call. We're in a premium, obviously. I don't know why people like they see that I have something marked out and then they say it in the chat like I don't know, like I didn't see that. Just go. I don't know if you didn't see that, but I did have that marked out. That is correct. I mean, shit. But if you extend that, right? Yes, you're in a premium from Asia high to this low, but you're not in a premium if you go to this high, right? Or any of these highs. So from the overall dealing range that we're in, we're not in a premium. Yes, we're in a premium here. But I'd just be going for a low-hanging fruit target by going for this Asia low. Like, realistically, if we're bullish, I think we run all of this out. I think we run all of this out, personally. You know? And then maybe, just maybe, I don't know. I can see this for sure. But I could also see a world where we don't go for this high and we just leave it protected. And then that like I said, that weekly candlestick, we just maybe print a doji candle on the weekly. For all we know. Who knows? Leave a weekly fair value gap. And then trade into it next week. So kind of makes sense in terms of the economic calendar as well, right? Like no news at all this week. Other than like the basic unemployment PMI on Thursday, and that's it. You know? No, you're all good, just go. Yeah, I don't really put any stock into the YM SMT anymore. Personally, just because it's usually always in its own world. And I will say this for the record, boys and girls: if I'm wrong, then this will be where we reverse, because now we're back in um, premium of this range, right? We finally traded back up into that. So if we're not bullish, if we are bearish, this will run me out, and we'll be probably seeing lower. So, but that's trading. Either you're right or you're wrong. Mic is low. I was like blowing out people's eardrums when I first got the PC with it. Now it's like low. How about now? Is that better? Jacob says, "Nah, it ain't." Oh, it's not about either you're right or you're wrong. New hourly candlestick here. Where are we at here? Yeah, we're at the opposite daily opposite session manipulation, I should say. NQ definitely the stronger of the two here. ES barely ran above this high. Yeah, I'm gonna let this ride though. These would be my 3 PD arrays that would need to fail. Lower the risk a little bit as well, guys. Risking $500, almost even, across these accounts. Oh, nice. What's going on in here? Guys, what's happening? I don't like that. Do I delete my limit order? I don't like what's going on right here. Who's got a headline for me? FOMO kicks in. Bye. God, I don't like that. What's going on? Did we... Let me check the E-mini. We didn't take it out on E-mini either. All right. I guess I'll leave it. Not sure what that spike was. Looks a little sus. EU prepare a trade proposal with US. Oh. It's so funny. Yeah, that was nasty. You guys are feeling pretty good if you smack these longs pre-market or at open, or even first presented for value gap. Oh, nice. I missed the 10-minute gap right here. Oh, that dang 10-minute gap. Oh, no. Why didn't you guys tell me? Volume imbalance as well here on the 5. Shoot. Man, I can't get a gap entry, can I? Not on this 5-minute anyway. On the day I decided to trade only the 5-minute chart. Yeah, I thought the 5-minute chart, I also was off the 1 minute here. Potentially leaving a 15-minute gap behind here in 9 minutes. Yeah, I don't know. Guess just going to leave this here until Asia high gets ran out or get picked up. We'll wait. Whole month has been dog shit for you, NQO. It's, yeah, I mean, it hasn't been like dog shit for me, but it's been just like, I'm not making any money this month. Put it that way. Like, this is like what you're seeing today is actually kind of very similar to like how a lot of the month has gone for me. Either that or like I'll have a very clean draw on liquidity that like I will like spot maybe overnight or like at night when I kind of check when market opens up. And you know, price kind of running to these targets outside of New York AM session has also been a thing for me. Have merch? No, I don't think so. Maybe way down the road. That could be a fun little side quest. It'd have to be like custom. It'd have to be like custom. If it was merch, I'd have to do like custom merch. Almost think of it almost like trading memes, but like via apparel. But I don't know how you blend that to make it actually something people would want to wear. You know what I mean? I feel like the only people that would want to wear stuff like that are people that go to like a trading conference or something. Yo, did anybody in the chat ever go to FX Summit? I heard a lot of funny stories about FX Summit. I never went to it, obviously, but I've heard some funny stories. Do sure that says if a gap has been tested too many times, you ain't going to enter. That's a good idea. That's a good shirt. That's a good point. Yeah. People got body counts and FVGs have wick counts. What's your gap's wick count? Close my charts, bro. That first gap trade shot up and never came back. Pretty sure ICT is going to show how he made bank from this trade. Yeah, probably. Probably. Yeah, Guru Summit. Yeah, that's kind of what I heard too, Jacob. So nobody in the chat ever went to that, huh? If they did, they were too afraid to admit it. Yeah, exactly, Sone. It will, don't give up on AM session yet, boys and girls. I mean, today's actually pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Today's pretty good. Obviously, you know, just getting left behind. I mean, just getting left behind is one thing, but, you know, I feel like, yeah, there were a couple things that maybe could have had you feeling different in terms of an overall higher time frame bias. But, I mean, I feel like if you're just, again, kind of reading price action, taking in all the information, and then reacting to how price is responding, I feel like you're definitely in an area here where it was like it made sense to maybe be bullish. And then it's like, okay, now if we get confirmation for upside, then we can entertain the longs, right? So, like, I don't know. I feel like it was clean as far as that goes. But obviously, if I don't get picked up here, then it is what it is. You know, prefer to not get market just running straight in one direction without any possibility of entry, like right at the open. Obviously, that could be a complaint, like at least for me. But compared to yesterday, bro, I think yesterday might. You guys, let me know. For those of you guys who have been in trading a while, let me know your guys' thoughts. I don't know if I've seen. It's got to be yesterday's price action had to have been probably like top. I've seen some bad days. I'm not gonna lie. We've seen some bad price action over the last handful of years, but yesterday was up there. Yesterday was up there. I didn't even know what to make yesterday. I'm actually, like, in hindsight yesterday, I was just so thankful that I didn't take a loss. Like, the fact that I somehow that didn't happen is, I'm happy about that. Lost the funded Robin. Shit. Yeah, days like yesterday were good days for tilting. Because you're like demanding that price breaks out one way or the other, and then it just doesn't break out. And then randomly in the afternoon, it just sells off. Without really manipulating at all. Where did we sell off yesterday? I guess right at 2, like quarter after 2. Just get a kind of sharp sell off here. Do we get picked up? New 15-minute candle in 2 minutes. So we'll have a 15-minute fair value gap being left behind here at our entry as well. I don't know how I feel about my stop being in the middle of it. My stop is below 50% of the gap. We'll ride with it. We'll ride with it. We'll stay with the same 5-minute structure logic. Why is my keyboard not working here? There we go. Oh, I got some trust issues with NAS sometimes too, Nika. That's all right. Reason for the shift to the 5 minute lately. I remember you always operate on the one. I mean, I still operate on the 1 minute. I prefer to enter off of the lowest time frame possible. Obviously, that's where you're gonna get the best possible entry for any move. But like for example, today on the 1 minute, we opened up, and here's our open, and then we just go straight up. And so part of it as well was just like buying time. Like, call it what you will, I just don't prefer to be entering like within, I don't know, 5 minutes of market open usually. So jumped up to the 5, and then just happened to be kind of getting left behind for the moment. But I would also say as well, like, I'm trying to form bias and get structure down on slightly higher time frames, obviously from top down, and find a very precise entry off the 1 minute. But I like my stops generally at like a 15-minute, 1 hour protected low. And obviously if you're entering off of the 1 minute, usually you got to wait for time to pass for things to close and actually create that swing low. Versus using 1 minute internal structure can be a little bit less reliable. But also it kind of just depends on what chart is the cleanest. Like sometimes the 1 minute chart just, in my opinion, doesn't look very clear. So then I'll just kind of start scaling up and see if there's anything on like the 2, 3, 5. And then if I feel like something looks a little bit cleaner on those time frames, I'll just stick with those. Whether it be a fair value gap, an order block, breaker block, whatever it is, inversion. SMT at Asia? No, I don't think so. Unless I missed that. No, yeah, Asia high hasn't been taken out on ES. Hasn't been taken out on the mini contract either. If we had taken it out on the mini contract, I would just treat it like it's already been swept. But we haven't taken it out, so I'm going to stick with it until we get there at least. But more buy side at 487 as well. All those internal equal highs from yesterday. Oh, I see ICT just tweeted. It went into slop. I do have my Twitter notifications on. $30 and 2 minute yesterday. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I seem to always get my ass handed to me whenever I use the second interval time frames. There's been a couple times I've banged some like amazing trades with insane risk reward. But yeah, my win rate on the second interval charts absolutely is not high. I will openly admit that. How to learn ICT? There's a lot of places you can learn ICT. Obviously from ICT himself, I'd watch his YouTube videos. If you're in the Discord, here, can I pull this up actually? If you are in the Discord, the link is in the description of the live stream and or in the chat circulating. But, oops. If you're in the Discord and scroll down here to Smart Money Basics, I have a couple playlists teaching just kind of from my perspective, my point of view on some things. And I also made this playlist here about the videos, the ICT must-watch videos. So I just kind of went through and I handpicked specific videos that I think would add the most value. So if you're not in the Discord, maybe hop in there and then check this out. This playlist is also on my YouTube channel under my playlist tab. I made it public so you can see it there as well. But I would recommend this. You could watch my videos as well. Obviously, keep showing up to stream, seeing things implemented live. But there's tons of resources and people teaching ICT concepts really all over the place. So, but that is what I would say. There you go. Yeah, Aaron, I've definitely evolved a little bit even since then. You got to think I made those videos. Back then I was following more of like a rigid system, because before that I just had a bad problem with like not doing anything with any rhyme or reason, right? Like I would just like, I was just gambling essentially like before that. So what really helped me initially back, 2022, into 2023, like what really helped me was like having like a rigid rules that were very clear and defined. And I was trading basically just ES back then. So like my rule back then was like, I never really wanted, well, sometimes I would stretch it. It just kind of depended, but usually I would go for a 5 point or less stop loss on ES. And then I would 100% of the time partial at 5 points, 100, like without question, partial at 5 points. I remember ICT had this thing back then where he was always like kind of pounding in people's heads, like, go for 5 handles, go for 5 handles, go for 5 handles, go for 5 handles. So I would always partial at 5, and then I would leave, at least like half the position run to wherever my target was. So those are my rigid rules back then. That kind of, as I've grown as a trader, I feel like I've obviously evolved out of that or grown out of that, obviously. But yeah, some of those videos are pretty old, so maybe I should update them. Oh, I should make a command, David Clarkson, that you just reminded me with that. I should make some commands with the bot in the chat that if anybody puts that command in there, it drops the Discord link. That's a good idea. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any other ideas for stream chat that I can make the chat more useful. Let me know if there's any other commands that you think would be a good idea that would be useful for you guys. But I'll set those up. That's a good idea, though. I like that. Would you say it's a good idea for traders to do that now? Yeah, I would say it absolutely is helpful if you're struggling and you kind of need some structure. Like that's really all it was for me. Like I needed structure. I needed rules, and I needed to just follow those rules. Like just force myself to follow some rules, because I didn't fucking follow anything really. I just kind of would like guess a little bit. Oh, it's like everything was intuition, or I would do a lot of cherry picking, right? Like, oh, this day I'm going to trade this way I'm going to do that, this day I'm going to get out early, this day I'm going to hold. Like I didn't really have any rules. So I struggled to form any sort of real consistency with that, and then that would cause more emotional trading, going on tilt, all those types of things as well, kind of as a result. So it helped me really get like a solid foundation, and like I said, to see actual consistency, right? Like to me, that's where like the flip to profitability came, because it was, the only time I'm ever blowing up anything or fucking anything up is when I'm not following any rules. You guys are probably the exact same way. Like all your blown accounts usually probably come from you breaking your rules. Usually when you guys blow up, it's not because you followed 100% of your rules 100% perfectly. I'll go out on a whim and say that's probably the case. So it's helpful, and then over time you can obviously spread your wings a little bit more, but there's got to be a starting point, right? Everybody kind of starts somewhere. So I know that was helpful for me, and that was like easier to teach, because when people like ask questions like in chats or comment sections or whatever, or they're just watching videos, like everybody wants the how to, right? Like everybody wants the how to do X, how to trade X model, how to, perfect, like how to exactly manage your risk to do X, Y, or Z. And I think that's also a little bit of a double-edged sword, because trading is not this like perfect, it's like an imperfect game, and there is no way to do it perfectly. You can have very strict rules like that, define rules if that's what you feel is necessary for you. Other people do very well with a lot of discretion involved. So, I really do think it kind of comes down to just your market experience, your time in the market, your risk tolerance, all of those types of things. And all of those things are malleable and flexible over time. Like every phase of your life, you're probably going to be in a little bit different situation, and your journey as a trader, like it will continue to evolve and change as you grow. So, to say that you're going to have this rigid plan that you never ever, tweak or never add anything to or anything like that, I just don't think is realistic either. Because you're not going to be the same trader, 12 months from now that you are today. Right? Market conditions will be different. Everything will be different for the most part. On a micro level, at least, So why do all you ICT people say I'm not gonna lie? Because usually after we say that, we just fucking lie right to your face. That's why. Midaji and Tanya. Oh, we all say that. Oh, I see. Oh, I don't know. I didn't know that was a thing. But yeah, just take what I said. Just take what I said before as gospel. Can I explain why I chose stop and entry? I think it is the best for the chat to know this. Yep. So the reason that I chose the entry here was because this is the fair value gap on the 5-minute that was created while taking out this high. So first and foremost, would not want to see this gap fail. If this gap were to get, inversed, then I'm just wrong and we're probably going lower. I chose the stop loss here because in order for this gap to be revisited, this gap would need to fail, this implied fair value gap would need to fail, and this breaker block would need to fail. So those would be my 3 PD arrays, kind of the classic saying, if 3 PD arrays fail, your ass is next. So generally, when you're thinking about where to place your stop loss, you're usually thinking about what PD array is protecting my stop loss, right? And the more that you have protecting your stop loss, the better, to put it in the most simple terms. So basically, yeah, I don't want to see this gap. I want to see this gap be left open for a later date, right? I want to see us deliver to buy side liquidity, and then maybe we return, because then the breakaway gap will be used as a draw for, sell side of the curve whenever that happens. So I trade strictly silver bullet. Not strictly, Alan, but it's definitely my preferred hour to trade. I would say anywhere from like 9:45 to 11. That 11 a.m. macro is usually kind of where I call the morning. Just let whatever happened be it. And then PM session, obviously. I guess you have a PM silver bullet, but Gaza, not a bad idea. Maybe I have to make you a mod. Is there a way I can do that easily? Oh, here we go. I think it worked. I think trading should be simple, not like people trying to make it hard and so much golden strategy. Yeah. Yep. That's why I actually really appreciate Trader Kane's teachings as well. Not that he really teaches anything that's like, brain busting in sense of like strategy or anything, but I'm saying like I appreciate the way that he talks about trading. And I've watched some of it. Like right now I believe he's live on NinjaTrader, right? So I've seen like clips of when he's trading live on NinjaTrader recently, and like when people in the chat, where did this come from? Oh, there we go. When people in the chat are like drilling him about like a position that he's in or whatever, And it's just very like simple matter of fact, like, yeah, guys, either I'm right or I'm wrong. Like either way, it doesn't matter to me. And like, that is where, I mean, I try to articulate the same thing, maybe more in like a trolling fashion here on my stream, but it's just like, people get so caught up in the perfection of trading when it doesn't exist. Like I think as traders, maybe we are like, we have a little bit of that like perfectionist in us per se, but trading is such an imperfect game, and it's just probability. It's just the numbers, right? If you want to think about it in gambling terms, even like the casino doesn't, plan around the game. The casino is playing the numbers game, right? They know that over time they have the edge. It doesn't matter if they lose to this person on this game, on this day, on that night, or whatever. Over time, they're going to win. And trading, being a trader is really no different, right? Like, it really doesn't matter if you take a loss today or you take, L's this week. If you have an edge over time, you'll come out on top. So I think there's a lot of skewed maybe sentiment though around trading just in general, because you see all these, I mean, you go on social media, it's all you see. You just see people posting winners. Right? And it kind of just like always has you in this mindset of like, oh, I need to be better. I'm doing something wrong all the time. Like, I'm losing, this person's winning. So there's a lot of comparison that goes on, and I don't know, from a subconscious level, it kind of fucks with you if you really internalize a lot of it. Would I consider the high that almost took out Asia high as a relative equal high? Yes. Yep. That's how I'm viewing it. That's why limit is staying on. Limit is not coming off until that target is met. If that target does get met, then I'll take the buy limit off. Consider the buy move has gone without me at that point. And then maybe once we raid buy side, potentially at 11 a.m. macro, then maybe we look for reversal for lower. Would be kind of what I would do. But as long as this stays here, I mean, we're not really going anywhere right now. We're just kind of barcoding here on the 5 minute ever since macro ended, right? Bro, my chart is geeking out on me right now. Are you guys having any trading view issues this morning? Like, kind of seeing me getting like logged in, it like my session disconnected randomly, and then it just did it twice. Are you guys having any trading view issues like this right now, or no? My chart just like glitched over. I don't know why that happened. Still have hope that I'll get picked up. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Anthony. I guess it's a pretty common thing. I would say that where you kept passing evals and then came to a funded just to blow it up. Yeah, or even like man, it's a good question. I wouldn't say I had the issue for like a very prolonged period of time though, but definitely there was phases. And the thing with being a profitable trader, guys, is like, you don't just like become profitable and then like you're always profitable forever. Like, being a profitable trader is something that you fight to maintain every fucking day, right? Like, all it takes is you kind of slipping up or kind of being off your game for a little bit, and you could go from profitable to unprofitable just as quick. So profitability is something that you don't just become and then you're that forever. That's just not how it works. Like, it's something you have to work to maintain. But gosh, yeah, I've definitely had moments where I can pass funded, or I can pass evals, and then I'll either like get close to a payout and then blow up, or maybe I'll get like one payout and blow up, or maybe just pass fundeds and then just never have a winning trade. That actually, I did that on stream as well. There was literally some funded accounts that I had that I was copy trading. I passed them all at once, and then I don't know what time of the year when was this? This was like maybe, I don't want to say maybe towards the end of last year, maybe this was happening a little bit with some funded accounts I was trading, like specifically stream only accounts. I went on like a terrible losing streak. I think I lost like 6 trades in a row and blew up all the accounts. I never took one single winning trade on those specific funded accounts. I don't know what it was. I had like some other evals I was trading like alongside, And like whenever I did the whole like, oh, this trade I don't feel as confident in, so I'm gonna trade evals, it'd fucking just go perfect. And then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna trade my fundeds, lose. Like I don't know why that happened that during that time, but it's just funny how that happens. But yeah, I know I've been there for sure. But yeah, never. I don't know. It's never been like an ongoing thing that's like if it happens, it happens. But it's usually not something that repeats. But I don't know if I'd have any advice. Best piece of advice though for it. You know, I don't. Maybe I would say size down on the fundeds. Honestly, you know, it's really hard to blow up when you're not risking very much of your drawdown. You know what I mean? Like I have $6,000 drawdown on these 150K straight to funded accounts for Tradeify. Like if I lose $500, yeah, sucks, whatever. But like overall, that is a very. I mean, it's a 1/12. It's less than 1/12 of the overall drawdown, meaning I would have to lose this exact same amount 12 times in a row before blowing up. You know, so I feel like the default answer for most trading things is probably always size down. Risk less. And for some people this might even be like too much risk, right? You gotta remember, boys and girls, micros make money too. Just because Patrick Whelan makes $37K a day from Apex affiliate codes, and I saw a clip the other day. Someone had sent it to me that he was like, if your mentor trades micros, fucking run. And then he was like basically he's like said, if you trade micros, you're a pussy. And I'm just like, okay, pal. But it's all clickbait, right? Like that's kind of his forte, drama and pissing people off. But it's easy for someone who makes $1 million a month from affiliate codes to say something like that, right? You can blow up. I mean, what is the cost to blow up 20? Like, let's just go off of the well, fuck. What was the? I'll just go off 50Ks even. Like, so for like the last Apex sale was $33.40 for the 50Ks. So times 20, that's $668 just for the eval costs. So let's say you blow up 20 accounts, full sending it, trying to pass them in one day. So then you gotta buy another 20. Okay, so you reset one time. So 668 times 2, you're at $1,336, and then you gotta take 130 times 20 if you're gonna pay the activations, obviously, right? So now you got 26. 100. You're looking at just under $6,000 just for the 50Ks even, right? So that's even more if you go for the higher account sizes. You know, not a lot of people want to be just blowing $6,000 at a crack by full porting evaluations, and I just feel like that would be very reckless advice to be advising like all these thousands of people that will watch you. Why the fuck would you like tell them to commit financial suicide? It just doesn't make any sense. Unless you have a conflict of interest. Being profitable is like being pregnant. Everybody says, I wish I could get a payout, but no one knows how many times you got fucked. Amen, Ella. Yeah, ain't that right? I have 200K FTMO challenge, still struggle to pass it after 1 year. Is FTMO one phase nowadays, or is it still 2 phase? Jose, it's not really, I don't really treat him like that. I kind of have like my drawdown divided when I go into an account. And I risk fairly consistency during the duration of that account, right? So if I divide my drawdown by, let's just say 10, So I'm risking 10% of my drawdown per trade. You know, I kind of just risk that consistently. So if I lose even 4 or 5 trades in a row, I don't really downsize at all. But you could, if you don't want to lose the account and you're really like, oh, I just need to kind of crawl my way back into out of drawdown a little bit, then you could do that. It really just depends on your situation. No one size fits all answer. If you guys haven't noticed the theme here, I can't give you guys one size fits all answers because it doesn't exist in trading. Oh, Alan, it'll come. It'll absolutely come. What is it's kind of like passing your first couple fundeds. Here the fundeds that are the hardest to pass. I don't know if you guys agree with this. The fundeds that are the hardest to pass in your trading career are going to be your very first one ever. And then the funded account that you need to go for after you blew your first funded account. So the funded account that you need to get after you blew the first one, those two are the hardest. The very first one ever, and then the next one that you need to get after you blew the first one. Do you guys agree with that? I think those are the two hardest. Those are the two hardest evals to pass. And then after that, it's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like you kind of figured it out. You got the feeling down. Everything's more smooth sailing more so after that. FTMO is still two-phase. Damn. Sone, why are you trading FTMO? I gotta ask. Sone, what's it gonna take to get you over here trading futures? What's a guy gotta do, huh? I don't know, two-phase though? Two-phase? Talk about like total different ends of the spectrum. You got straight to funded on one end, and then you got two-phase evaluations on the other. Oh, I guess maybe the other funded account that maybe is the hardest to get is like, not really. It's not really like every time you're in that phase of the account where you're like, oh, I just need like a couple $100 more. I just need a couple $100 more to get it passed, or even like on your funded account. Oh, I just need like one more. I need one more good trade for a payout. One more good trade for a payout. Generally, that's also the hardest hardest little moment. Or maybe because we magnify it so much in our own mind, it just feels that way. Hey, that's all right, Apollo. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to pass your eval. You should be taking your time if you're not, you know what I mean? Like if you're not going to be willing to blow up and pay for new accounts or resets, then yeah, take your time. I mean, I took my time with my first Top Step one. Let me put it this way. I've never blown any account ever by taking my time. Taking it slow, taking my time, giving myself room to take some losses. Like I've never blown an account by doing that. I've only ever blown an account by risking too much, over trading, trying to force it. The problem is, you know, Clock's ticking. We got to get this shit out. We got to get this show on the road here. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to be sitting there for too long. Good. I'm just joking, kind of. We're either below the XFA or I get all the money back. I have 600 left. It always happens too right before the payout. Oh, see, like at that point, maybe it makes sense to size down. Like if you're on the funded account, one of your fundeds, and you're just like, you know what, I just gotta, salvage it. Maybe you try to bank a couple small wins, give yourself a little bit more cushion. You never know. Trading's very streaky, right? You'll go on streaks of losses, streaks of wins, and as long as your risk management and your I guess depending on your win rate and your R to R as well, but generally your winners are eating up your losers. So, if you go on a 5 trade losing streak and then you follow it up with a 5 trade winning streak, like the size of your winners is like just one of your winners is usually eating up 2 to 3 of your losers, right? So, you take 2 winning trades and now you're back in green from your overall losing streak, and then those other 3 wins in a row are all just profit. So if you think about it in terms like that, it really makes it not so bad. But it's the surviving the losing streaks, which is the problem for most people. Ain't it funny how you guys get it, like you get into trading and you hear all these like philosophical notions like, oh, it's 90% mental, 10% technical, and then like as you go through the trading, you actually really realize like, wow, these fucking candlesticks really aren't my biggest problem. As much as you want to blame the market, blame the candlesticks, blame the charts, that's nobody's problem. That isn't what prevents anyone from being profitable. I do have Apex accounts. Yep. I loaded up on some more last night. So I do have them, yes. I am anticipating price to take out Asia High. How did you guess? How did you guess? Who's watching me? Who's bugging my room? Muhammad, 20% consistency rule. So that just means that, well, so for example, like on a 150K account, well, I guess I don't need to draw it out. For the 150K account, your profit target is $9,000. At $9,000, that is when you qualify to be able to take a payout as long as you meet the consistency rule. So, meaning you couldn't have like half of your profit coming from, half of that 9K couldn't come from like one trading day. So if I just do the math on exactly 9,000, basically there's no reason to make more than $1,800 in a day. If you're going for 9K profit target and want to take a payout at that 9K profit target. Now, I say that because the cap is 3K. You can make more. I don't want to say that you can't make more, because you can. You can make more on the account, and as long as your profit is consistently under that 20% mark by the time you request a payout, you'll still only be able to take 3K out through your first 3 payouts, and then 4+ is when you are able to take out 3,500 or more. But by like your 5th payout, you're going to be getting moved to live anyway, and then it's going to kind of be all bets are off. So on all that extra profit that you made, if you do make more than that $1,800 amount per day, it will be obviously moved to your live. So there's nothing wrong with making more. You can definitely make more. It's just if you're thinking about it in terms of like, bare minimums, I guess, then 9K profit target, you want to meet the 20% consistency rule. You take out 3K, per account if you have multiple or whatever, and then keep trading from there. So, but that's kind of the math with that, right? Because you got a 9K profit target. you have a 6K drawdown. I'm talking about the 150K account. So if you get to that 9K profit target, you meet the consistency rule, you take a 3K payout, now your balance goes to 6,000. So you still have the same drawdown. You still have the same margin that you had when you started. But you can secure that payout. Now you're profitable on the account. You know, you can use that profits to either get more accounts or whatever you want to do with it, obviously. So, you know, and then just keep growing from there. Well, the consistency rule X is obviously something that would need to be implemented for a straight to funded plan, right? Like otherwise, what would prevent anybody from just buying a straight to funded account and just full porting it? All you would need to do, like you could blow so many accounts and then just have one that just goes crazy. You hit a winning, like a crazy winning trade with max size. And there you go. Like you just made so much money. The prop firm will, the prop firm will literally die in like a month. The prop firm will not sustain itself. So you need the consistency rule. And yeah, I get it. Like the rules can suck. You can complain about the rules for any firm really, and for any various different thing. But the reality is, it's like, listen, if you don't like any of the rules from any of the firms, don't use prop firms. Prop firms is just a tool at the end of the day. Trading is trading. The markets are the markets. Your options to trade them are either live personal funds or prop accounts. Right? It just so happens that prop accounts give you far less downside exposure, you know, relatively speaking, with all the same, if not more upside than your live personal funds. And that's just the truth. Unless you literally have the ability to put, obviously, which most of us probably don't, an expendable multiple six figures into a trading account. Or, you know, you're going to use, you know, 10 to 50 grand of money to try to like flip, I guess. But, you know, either way, your downside risk is just very limited with prop, right? Versus, you know, for you to have the available margin to even open up contracts on like the E-mini or, you know, any size at all, like you have to have, you know, a fair bit of money in your account, but you have 100% exposure to all the money that you put in your live account, right? Like you could lose all that money. So your downside risk is 100% of that. If you have a funded account, your downside risk is only what you paid for the funded account, you know, the challenge, the activation, etc. And that's it. You can't lose more than that on that account. You know, and what prop firm challenges cost? They're so cheap that it's like, you know, it wouldn't even pay to put that small amount of money into live funds. Like, what are you gonna do? Put $150 into a live trading account? You can put $500 into a live trading account? Probably not, right? TradingView add-on on TradeAvate is still there, I believe, Toma. I just made a video about it the other day. I used FTMO because Apex, my funded futures, and Top Step is not available in my country, South Africa. What? Straight to funded with Tradeify. I don't know the answer to this, so I'm just going to ask. Is Tradeify available in South Africa? Engineered liquidity above, Asia high, swing point right below. Want to move on over. Okay. Yeah, macro, 11 a.m. macro is beginning now. So, shoot. We're building up this shelf. Like this 1 minute, you guys have probably been watching it. Like, I was just waiting for a dig here. Pick us up. Please, please. It is available. Let's go. Come on, Sone. Come over to the dark side. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it. $0.00, Kareem. No live trading, only funded. Interesting. Disable ad, dude? No. Just get YouTube Premium like me. Listen, I actually just got paid. I literally just got paid my AdSense from Google while the stream was going on. Let me see how much it was. This is how much a YouTube streamer makes from YouTube ads. Any guesses? Any guesses in the chat? Goslin, I thought I turned that on. I think that is on. Oops. I think that's on, Goslin. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, my keyboard is like half-ass not working for some reason. All right, it's loading up here. Maybe. Let's see. Come on, man. All right. You got to remember this. You got to remember this includes super chats as well. So it's YouTube ad revenue plus like any super chats or this is also memberships. So I do appreciate the members. Hey guys. Hey guys, we got five big booms for our members.
Boom! 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 Boom!
All right, guys. Limit is coming off, by the way. Asia high is taken. I missed it. It did not come back at all. We left 2 breakaway gaps here on the 5-minute. That is sad. Sad face. Sad face, sad face. Man, congrats to you guys that got long, though, at all. First presented for value gap. Maybe you just longed pre-market in here. I mean, yeah. Plenty of PD arrays you could have used, I suppose. Flatten all here. So, damn. Clean move to Asia high. Clean move. Congrats if you guys caught that, though. The thought process here, like I said, just to kind of recap the idea for the bias. Like I said, had a loose bias, neutral bias coming into the morning, and basically just said, you know, kind of moment of truth here. If we see price really continue expanding lower, then we're probably rebalancing on the higher time frame, the daily. But we were in OTE of the current dealing range. So the dealing range is basically from this low to this high. This is the low that took out liquidity here to the left inside of this was a higher time frame imbalance, put in a new high here. So your current dealing range is this. When you're measuring premium to discount, this is what you're measuring, right? So with that in mind, OT of the range, if we get movement higher, I like the idea for longs, despite being that the new week opening gap was obviously we were trading into the new week opening gap or against it. And then yeah, just really clean equal highs up here. All engineered yesterday. Asia high. All of these are highs from yesterday. You know, so I mean, I guess that was the thought process there with the direction. And wouldn't you fucking know it, wasn't willing to come back even a little bit to pick me up. So that's been my month of May so far. That's been May for me. That has been May for me. Literally almost to a T. You get the direction right, but if you can't get an entry, no one gives a shit. New all-time high Bitcoin. No, I was gonna say I got an alert set. Oh, and then the other component to this was just using the stat map here. If you're gonna go off of, let me kind of clean this up. Sorry. So going off the stat map, here's your daily open. Here's your projected daily manipulation levels. So the idea around this, you have your distribution levels right here at the extremes, and then you have your manipulation. So the idea would be the price will open, we manipulate one way or the other, and then generally you're looking for that reversal towards target one, which would be the opposing manipulation level, and then potentially the distribution level. But target one would be that manipulation. You know, obviously you got internal targets in here one could be using, but for any stat map users, there you go. Yeah, I have an alert set on Bitcoin. Hasn't triggered it yet, but all right, let's see. I want to see if there's any close guesses. They're kind of all over the place. 200, 800, 3,200, 30 bands. Jesus Christ. So the YouTube ad revenue for last month. 400 and oh, dude, we're so close. 469 would have been better. 468 though, and 59 cents. 41 cents off. Damn. So, yep. Got to keep those ads running. Sorry. Got to keep those ads running. Getting rich off YouTube ads. But no, yeah, seriously, I got YouTube Premium, and I don't know how you guys don't get it. I mean, I think Premium is worth it. But did I take a trade today, or is this PA is a joke? I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say the price action today is a joke. But no, I did not get my entry here. I had a buy limit set initially down in here. This candle pulled back and essentially just rebalanced, and then we created this implied fair value gap with these wicks overlapping. My entry was this 5-minute gap and this 5-minute breaker block. So initially, this is the entry that I wanted. We got 8 points from picking that trade up, and then once we got this new gap here above this high, I moved my buy limit up to this gap, wanting this to now become a breakaway. And even this didn't get picked up. We hit this little volume imbalance though. Right there. And we also hit the old 10-minute gap. Good old 10-minute fair value gap in here, so guess I should have been paying attention to the old 10-minute. No. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, congrats to those guys, to anybody that got the longs, man. GG's. But this is why I'm not making hardly no money in May. This is the type of shit I've been having happen to me quite a bit. So copy 20 accounts, yeah. Oh yeah. The 80% is not running anymore, Nanye. They did not extend it. The code should still give you like 50% off though, for anybody that uses it after, well, from today until they announce their next promotion. So we'll have to see when the next promo launches. Could be soon, could be a week or two, who knows. But they did roll out an email yesterday. A lot of you guys probably got that email. Did you guys 109,000 Bitcoin. 109K biddy. Yeah, all-time high. Oh, wow. Very close all-time high. I have an alert set on this. Cuz I had a like a bet with one of my buddies. He might be watching, he might not be. I don't think he is right now though. He's a Bitcoin, he's not a Bitcoin hater, but he doesn't hold any Bitcoin. And when markets were tanking, he was like, "Yep, 50K incoming." He's every day when we're tanking a little bit, he's like, 50K incoming, 50K incoming. And then we kind of made like a little bet about whether we get new all-time highs or 50K first. And yeah, so what does my alert message say here? So when my alert goes off, I'm going to send it to him. His name's Sam. Sam really thought we were going to see 50K. Laugh my fucking ass off. So yeah, I'm going to send that screenshot. Whenever that message pops up on my trading view or my email here. Oh, it's coming soon. I'll have to send it to him. Let's watch a new Bitcoin all-time high, folks. Let's watch a new Bitcoin. I thought we were going to get a trace into this weekly fair value gap. Nah. Sheesh. Dang. Let's go. New biddy all-time high, boys and girls. Hercules. All right, I just sent it to him. That's funny. You thought. What's up, Samsor? My day's been all right. I mean, it's better now that Bitcoin's at all-time high. That's kind of cool. Let me know if anybody in the chat has... Who in the chat has at least one full Bitcoin? Anybody? Nah, we don't get booms for that, but we can do something else.
I'm gonna come.
Yes, sir. So, but yeah, no, Samsor, no trades for me today. Didn't get picked up. Bummer. Let's do a P&L check, though. Most of the chat was bullish, so I hope that some of you guys were able to participate. Uh-oh. Oh. But yeah, this is why I'm not making any money in May. Can't make money when I'm not getting picked up for my trades. Show it to my grandfather? I know. Dude, what pisses me off too is I was like on my dad's ass. I'm like, you need to get some fucking Bitcoin. Even his financial advisor was like, so my dad's like really into snowmobiling. So he fucking loves it when I go snowmobiling with him in the wintertime. And anyway, his financial advisor and tax guy is one of his like snowmobile buddies, I guess you could say. So like recently he's been asking me, like every time I see him, he just starts asking me questions about crypto and Bitcoin and how he wants to like learn how to start offering it to his clients. And he's like, ask me all this stuff about it. And if it's if I think it's a good investment, this and that, I'm like, well, I fucking have a lot of money in crypto. So, I mean, what more do you want me to tell you, dude? Do you want me to sell you on it? Like, buy it. What do you want me to say? I vote with my dollars. And they don't buy it. They don't listen. They don't listen to the young buck. They don't listen. That's what they get. But they were able to buy a house for a bag of chips, so I guess it kind of evens out. We buy magical little fairy dust crypto coins on the intranet, you know. So Welcome to America. But yeah, guys, look at the power of 3 as well. Daily candle here on the right. Previous day low sweep, straight to previous day high. Man, look at that daily manipulation level lining up with the previous day low too. Just a kind of a chef's kiss. Look at this shit, just ripping, bro. Man, those runners would be eating right now. Tell me why he ain't nothing but a... If any one of you... Listen. Oh, my God. If I open Twitter and I just see all these traders having caught this long today, I'm just going to end it. I'm just going to end it. Oh, give me the FOMO, please. Let me check Twitter. Who caught these moves? Give me the FOMO. Show me that everybody else caught the trade but me. Please. Please. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. We might be in luck. Let me go to my trading list. We'll really figure this shit out. Oh, never mind. There they are. There they are. Yep. That's what I thought. Yeah. You guys know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. You just open, if there's anything you ever want to do, to like really just add insult to injury after you get left behind for a trade, or even if you take a loss, you just open up Twitter and see what everybody else did. Right? Always great for the psychology there. Always great for the self-confidence. There you go, Darren. I don't know what your I don't know if you maybe I missed some of your earlier messages, Darren. I don't know if you were calling for whatever, but or if you're just commentating, but Juno, I don't even know who that is. One way to ruin your day. Yeah, let's check ES here. I don't know if there's any better entries here. Oh, wow. Bro. Are you fucking me? No, I didn't quite tap the BPR. Man. What the fuck? Nice. So we had an SMT here then. Whatever. What fucking ever. All right, checking the poll though. Mostly green or mostly flat. All right. Not a lot of votes though. So I don't know if people are just pissed or what's going on. You never get off social media with a good feeling? No, every once in a while. Yeah, it's rare though. Just call what I see and everyone is here. Hope my info is helpful to some. That is all. Yeah, I just didn't see any of your earlier. I was kind of blabbing, so I might have missed some of your earlier messages, but. All good, all good. Dodgy also posted a winner. Yeah, I can't tell on it. I'm not trying to be a hater here either. I just can't tell if he's. I can't tell if he just posts hindsight IFVG sometimes and just says, "Oh my god, if you didn't catch this trade, you're a donut." Like, I feel like some of it's just clickbait and trolling, and a lot of hindsight. Because I mean, he shows executions on some, but then like on some he doesn't. So why would you? It's either you show them all the time or you never show them ever. So it seems like a, I don't know, a plausible possibility that that's going on. But yeah, I'm not going to deny that there was plenty of inversion opportunities down in here to maybe to catch, right? Especially off like the 5 minute. I know somebody had already mentioned the 5 minute, so even if you were to go off like this inversion here, you know, but again, this is all kind of hindsight. So hindsight, it's easy to say, oh yeah, I could have fucking do that inversion, yeah. Yeah, it just wasn't for me today. Wasn't going to pick me up. Man, tough. Got my criteria that I want to see for an entry, and, you know, when you don't get it, you don't get it. Right on, William. Right on, William. Yeah, clean delivery. Straight up here. Next buy side, target, external highs. But yeah, I mean, even if you were like, I know I usually trade NQ anyway, but even if you were looking for relative strength, you would have traded NQ over ES anyway. You want to be in the stronger one. But I don't think this is to Asia high yet. Not quite. So. Well, as long as Yagal says my plan was good, that's all I need. Fuck yeah. Let's fucking go. Bro, I was in drawdown over 1,550 when my account balance was $151,220. You think I will get denied? No. Unless that's a typo, but no. 15 minutes shows clear market maker buy model. Listen, I don't disagree. I was very tempted. I was very tempted to just smacking along this morning pre-market. I woke up, I'm watching price, I see this BPR form, and I see us trading back down into this before market open, before I opened up stream. And I was very tempted to smack this and just literally market execute buy, put my stop at the low. I just didn't do it. The market opens up and we just fly away. Fly away. So, yeah. PM session stream, potentially, possibly, maybe, perhaps. I'll keep you guys updated. Hop into the Discord. Subscribe on YouTube. Click the notification bell. And if you want to try out Tradeify, 35% off all accounts right now. Code Tyler at checkout. Anything else that I'm forgetting here before we hop off? Let me see any last scroll through the chat here. Otherwise, I think we're fine. I will be back live for sure, 100% tomorrow. We got unemployment and PMI tomorrow. Congratulations to you guys that did capitalize on any of this, any of these longs today. Very, very nice little move there. So, without further ado, boys and girls, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. I potentially will see you guys later today. And if nothing else, I'll absolutely see you guys tomorrow. Peace and love, everybody.
Our trade sits at his desk, coffee in hand. The NASDAQ charts on his screen, he's in command. He's a day trader, chasing dollars and dreams. Using ICT concepts, he's got some tricks up his sleeves. From Fibonacci retracements to volume spread analysis, Tyler knows the smart money. He's gaining an advantage. He watches the market like a hawk in the sky. With every tick and every turn, he's catching the high. Running with the smart money, kicking up dust. Tyler trades a day trader you can trust. dancing with the bulls, riding with the bears, making moves, taking risks, he's a millionaire. Dancing with the bulls, riding with the bears, making moves, taking risks, he's a millionaire.